Pro studio used to mean one thing. Now, the lines are blurred. Do you have a home studio? Do you have a pro studio? Do you have a commercial studio? Or do you have a home pro studio? Or a pro home studio? Let's dig in. Thanks y'all for watching that last video. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments, everybody's thoughts. I think it was really cool to see what people are using, what they think about certain things, how they feel about certain software. Most of you didn't miss the end of the video where I said great art and great music can be made on anything. Pro Tools, Nuendo, Logic, Studio One, Reaper, Cubase, they're tools. That's it. At the end of the day, use what gets you there and use what you like. So as for this video, what makes a home studio? What makes a pro studio? That was something that came up a lot in the comments, so I thought we'll talk about that. I should have probably maybe specified commercial studio as opposed to pro studio. A few of you pointed out there are some lines between pro studios and home studios. When I say pro studio, I think back to the days when I got into it. A pro studio is a place that had great acoustics, great isolation, not only from players room to room, but aircraft, city sounds, anything else that's going on outside. You could be in the flight path for Burbank Airport or LAX and record an orchestra and you wouldn't hear the planes. So I think we can all agree that's really unusual in a studio built at home. It costs a ton of money to do that right. There's people that have rooms that are what I consider properly built, and they've sunk some money into isolating the walls, doing several layers of floor, using green glue, all those studio build tricks. I don't think you need to do that in a home studio to get professional results. But it certainly helps. And if I had the space in this room and would have had more money to invest in this room, I would have done more, especially if you're having paying clients coming in. Those things need to be done to some level. Isolation's important. So that said, it's not the gear that makes a home studio pro as much as it is the quality of work coming out of there. That really comes down to the person, I think, nowadays, more than equipment, I would argue. I think equipment helps. Equipment gets you there quicker or can help workflows. I don't think it makes a great recording just out of the box. You can have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing with $100,000 worth of gear, and it doesn't mean it's going to sound good. You can have somebody that really knows what they're doing with a laptop and a DAW and some plugins and a vision, and it can come out great. And I think you get the point in that. I have a stereo bus chain that makes it faster and more efficient for me to work. I also like the sound of it. Could I get there with plugins? Of course I could. Would it sound the same? That's a matter of opinion. I find that a little bit of outboard gear gives me this depth and space easier and quicker than I can get it with plugins. I wouldn't say I can't get it with plugins, but I would say that it gets me there quicker, faster, and I have more fun, and I don't lose the creativity having some outboard gear. That's a reason to have it. Doesn't mean you need it. I think that to each his own. You should use the tools that you like, and you should use the tools that make you work faster, more efficient, and better. And keep your creativity flowing. Keep the vibe going. Keep stuff flowing. I have several mic pre's because I mic up guitar cabinets still. I still use an aux to record direct at night and sometimes during the day. But I also mic cabinets up. Are those pro things to do? Anybody can mic a guitar cabinet up. I would say it's not quite as easy to get a good sound out of a cabinet as it is with like a universal audio aux or a SUR reactive load and using an IR loader and Celestion IRs or Ownhammer or red wires. Choose your favorite. The surreactive load sounds phenomenal, and so does the aux. They both make it feel like you're playing through an amp with a speaker attached. Also out of the Rev direct, out of the Generator 120 with the torpedo loaded IRs, and that sounds phenomenal as well. Guitars, I have a ton of guitars because I'm a guitar player and I've been collecting for a long time. I enjoy playing different ones, and they all have different sounds, and that gets me there quicker too. It's really important when layering guitars to use different instruments. When you're mixing, use different EQs. Engineers talk about that all the time. They'll use different EQs inside of Pro Tools to create some space and a little bit of difference in things. I think there's lots of tricks, and those are all, to me, those are all tricks that you learn as you do this a lot. And I think that all those things contribute far more to having pro results than the equipment does. Learning all of the little tricks and learning all these little things that you can do to help you to be better at recording, better at mixing, better at writing and arranging. Those are all the things that are super important. You know, the room is not as important as those things, unless you're trying to get a clean, isolated, mic'd source, like a vocal or something. That's when things at home get a little trickier if you don't really know what you're doing, or if you don't pay attention to, the air conditioner kicked on halfway through the take, things like that. In big studios, you don't ever have to worry about the air conditioner kicking on halfway through a take and you hearing it. Let me know in the comments what you use at home, if you're using outboard gear, if you're not, if you're all in the box, all plugins, if you're hybrid. I'm thinking about some more videos to do around this, and there's some great channels out there already doing this. Colt Caparoon's channel's phenomenal. Andrew Masters' channel, you need to go watch that. I'm going to put a link to the studio tour he did initially of this room when I moved in. But go and watch other ones. There's one he just released today, Tommy Prophet. He's in Nashville, but he came from the record world and now does TV and film score and all kinds of stuff. And he's got a ridiculous room at home. The lines are all blurred with this stuff. I just encourage you to make great music, have fun, and then that's it. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I really want to grow this channel to give you guys more ideas and more thoughts on stuff, and film more videos about how I do things. And let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. Go make music.